Hey friends, so today we'll study the anatomy of thyroid gland. So as you can see, the location of the thyroid gland, it's present in the front and the sides of the neck. To be a little more specific, we can see that the extent of the thyroid gland is from the level C5 to T1. Let's discuss the parts of the thyroid gland. So there are two lateral lobes and one isthmus which connects the two lateral lobes, and here you can see that there is an upward projection from the isthmus which is towards the left of the midline, and this is called the pyramidal lobe. Sometimes this pyramidal lobe is connected to the hyoid bone through a muscular or the fibromuscular band which is called the levator glandulae thyroideae. Now let's see the extent of each part. So the lateral lobe begins upwards from the oblique line which is present on the thyroid cartilage to the fifth or the sixth tracheal ring. Now about the isthmus, it extends from the second, third and fourth tracheal rings. The normal weight of the thyroid gland is 25 grams and the dimensions are 5 centimeters long, 3 centimeters wide and 2 centimeters thick. So let's begin with the capsule of the thyroid gland. So the thyroid gland has two capsules. One is the true inner capsule. This is formed by the compression of the outer region of the thyroid stroma of the thyroid gland. Stroma is nothing but the connective tissue part. Now let's come to the second capsule, which is the false capsule. Now this capsule is formed by the splitting of the pretracheal fascia. Let's see this in detail with another picture. So here you can see that pretracheal fascia, it begins from the hyoid bone and then it goes and attaches to the thyroid cartilage. Later it attaches to the cricoid cartilage and then it splits and encloses the thyroid gland, as you can see here, and then in the end it attaches to the fibrous pericardium. So if we take a closer look here, you can see that the capsule is connected to the cricoid cartilage by a ligament called the ligament of Berry. So this makes the medial wall or the medial side of the thyroid gland have a thicker wall. But if you see the posterior wall here, which is clearly very thin. So if you connect this clinically, then if there are any thyroid tumor, these extend backwards very easily and then compress structures like trachea, esophagus and cause difficulty in swallowing and breathing. Let's go to the second clinical correlation. So as you can see that here the capsule is connected to the laryngeal cartilages and the hyoid bone, and usually these things move up and down during swallowing, so they also take the thyroid gland along with them up and down during swallowing. So if there is any swelling in the neck, in order to differentiate it from any other swelling in the same region, you can use this trick. So the thyroid swelling is the only one which moves up and down during swallowing. Now let's go back to the first picture. So here you can clearly see that the thyroid veins are beneath the true capsule, and thus in order to avoid hemorrhage during a thyroidectomy, you are supposed to remove the whole gland along with the true capsule. So this was the clinical correlation number 3.